Hi guys. I wanted to send out a message about manifesting a healthy body and an ideal weight for yourself. It's something that I've worked with my clients on. It's something that I've worked with myself on. It's something that we always kind of have to be mindful of. We change as we get older, different circumstances present different challenges. And so it's something that we're always having to recalibrate, whether we do that consciously or subconsciously. And if it's something that you've been struggling with in terms of trying to shed the extra weight, in terms of trying to get to your ideal body, then this can be the key that unlocks that door for you. If you felt barricaded out of the healthy body, if you have felt blocked or frustrated, and if you're starting to feel just kind of complacent about it and hopeless about it, then this perspective shift might be for you. So, what I see when I see an overweight person is the core of who they are inside and the extra weight as their protection, like their shell, their bubble, if you will, like Bubble Boy. That's what I see when I see overweight people. And so, I'm not over here judging them. Each person has to walk their own path, and we all pick our poisons, and no one's above that, right? So that's my perspective, and that's what I see. And if you can get in touch with that core self that I can see in you, if you can see that in yourself, and get in touch with the core, your bones, your muscles, the tissues in and around your muscles, the core body of who you are underneath of that, if you can get in touch with that, if you can feel that person inside, then you can unzip that and step up out of your extra weight. And it's simply a perspective shift. We eat to protect ourselves. We eat to fuel our body, right? We need to build ourselves brick by brick every day, and let go of what has served its purpose, right? That's the turnover. That's the cell turnover, and that's why we eat what we eat, or it should be. And so, it's this protecting ourselves from the inside out. And with weight issues, it's more of a polarity shift. It's more of like looking for that protection externally. There are reasons for that, and there are things you could go into if you want to explore that further about yourself. But for right now, I just want to stick with this energy technique to help you kind of unblock or unstick yourself if it's something that you've been pushing for a long time. And my first advice is going to be to stop pushing. It's going to be to stop pushing so hard. You can go to the gym all you want. You can work out all you want. But if your foods are filled with chemicals and preservatives, or if you are energetically not in alignment with having that new body, having that new weight, then you're going to block yourself. So the first thing is to stop pushing. The second thing is going to be to get in touch with the core body that is inside. It's if this is a new weight gain, then your mind might fight against that, and you can use that conflict, that discomfort, to motivate yourself up out of that to lose the weight. And that's a little bit easier to dig yourself out of. But if this is something that you've been battling for a while, then your heart and mind have had time to settle into that space that you take up. And it's accepted this reality subconsciously. And so consciously, you have to flip that, and you have to make your heart and mind feel your core self underneath. And you can go back to a time where you didn't have that weight gain, and what that felt like, how it felt to feel free in your own body, unencumbered by excess. And then if this is something that has been your whole life, right? If you have grown up in a family maybe where they needed that protection, they needed that external protection, and you didn't really have a say in the matter, then my advice to you would be to get in touch with the truth of who you are and the truth of what you want for yourself, because that's what matters, and how you feel about yourself is what matters. So make sure that you are making these changes for the right reasons, and that you are trying to move into a space from a positive place, from a positive mental space, because of what you want to gain from that. You know, do you want to gain mobility? Do you want to gain flexibility? Do you want to gain a feeling of weightlessness and lightness, right? If that's what you're going for, then focus on that. Focus on be forward focused, focused on what you're trying to create and the feelings that you're trying to create for yourself physically, and live like that right now. And it's going to take practice because, again, your mind and heart have had time to settle into that as your reality. And I see people do this all the time. They kind of just sit down and succumb to the reality around them. They're like, oh, well, this is what it is. But that's simply not true. Yeah, it is what it is, but our reality is in large part, in our hands. Our day-to-day living is in our hands. And, so ask yourself what you're filling your food with, and that's going to be what fills your inner spaces. And so getting rid of those inner spaces, getting rid of those fillers is going to be really important, and getting to the core of your diet. What greens are you eating? What yellows are you eating? What reds are you eating? Eat the rainbow. Start there, and then build out with your spices and your herbs, and then build out with your oils and your sauces, or whatever you want to kind of fluff it with or top it with or accentuate about the meal. Start simple, start with the basics with your diet, and build out from there. And I know it's hard. I know that convenience is not healthy all the time, but take the extra time to get out of your car and go to the grocery store. It doesn't take a lot. They have self-checkout everywhere. Go pick up a fresh lunch for yourself and check out, and you're gone, and it's just about as quick. So this is how you manifest a healthy weight. You look for the core of who you are, and you energetically release the need to protect yourself externally, because you are protecting yourself internally by getting back in touch with who you are. And know that you are not your weight. That's a really important message that I want to send out there. You are the core of who you are. And that's what I see when I see somebody that is overweight. And so, don't be afraid or assume that everyone is judging you, because that's not true. We are our own worst judge. We are our own worst critic. And that can be true in this case too. So, just remember the core of who you are, and imagine yourself unzipping and stepping up out of that. And if you're ready to step into this world, in your full self, in your full glory, in your ideal weight, and ready to do that, then there's no reason you can't. It doesn't matter how long you've carried it. You can put it down. So anyways, I hope that you all have a productive new moon. I hope you take advantage of these energies, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.